again, Bogue here. I got to thinking about some funny things that we used to do with Mrs. Schrader involved that no one really knew about. Remember the skinny dips that we used to take back in my day? Well, Mrs. Schrader would come to us and say, "Okay, Bogue, it's time to go for a skinny dip tonight." So as you recall, those of you who were campers then, we would very quietly and secretly sneak out of the cabin, go our skinny dipping, and come back in and have had a wonderful time thinking we got away with something that we shouldn't have been doing. But all along, Mrs. Schrader knew that was part of the camp experience, but it was fun for kids to do. Another thing she used to do is she'd come around to a few of us in maybe supper time and say, "You know, gals, I think it's time for the Owl Club to start hooting tonight." So we'd get our heads together and come up with something that was a little clever and a surprise at flag raising the next morning. Perhaps everyone's bras might have been strung up on the flagpole, or something that didn't belong on the beach ended up there, like somebody's little VW Bug car that was in the parking lot. And one time I remember an outhouse being left on the sports field. All kinds of things those owls did. That was a big surprise for the camp the next morning. Mrs. Schrader was really a trickster, even though many of the campers at that time thought she was the stern Mrs. Schrader. Just another campfire tale and memory from days at Camp Nicolay.